Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to share with you how I made this simple yet beautiful straight gown. It's a shoulder dart gown, and if this is what you're interested in, then keep watching. Alright, we're starting with the front piece, and I have my paper here, and that's my shoulder line, my bust point, my underbust, and my half length. I've outlined it and I'm going to input the measurement. Starting with the shoulder, I divided my shoulder into two, which gave me 7.5. I marked it down, and I'm taking my neck width for the top, and it's 3 inches. Coming down, I'm marking out my bust span, or bust is bust span. I marked it out 4 inches from my bust points to the half length, and I've outlined it. And the next thing I'm doing is to simply bring my shoulder down on that my armhole line, and then I'm drawing it out. After drawing that, what I'm going to do next is to go up by half an inch at my bust point and go down by half an inch, so I'll be able to connect my shoulder dart. From my neck width point to the rest of my shoulder, I have to divide that space into 2, and I marked out the midpoint of it. Now I'm going to connect it to the half inch that I came up with. After connecting that, I like to mark out my neck depth, and I took 7 inches because it's a V-neck. I don't want it to be too revealing, so I took it down by 7 inches. Now, after marking, I'm taking out my dart, and I went in and out by 1 inch. That's from the midpoint. I went left and right each by 1 inch, and I'm connecting it back to that same point where I came up by half an inch at that my bust point. After connecting it, you know that I've shortened my shoulder by 2 inches, so I'm going to replace it so that I won't run short of fabric. So I'm taking the same extension of 2 inches down, so that's going to be my new armhole. I'm not going to use the former armhole. So coming to my underbust and my half length, I've marked half inch inwards, and I marked 1.5 inch outwards, and I'm going to connect it to my underbust. Now for my underbust, I'm now going to, from the half inch that I came down from my bust point, I'm now going to connect these 2 lines to meet that point. But on this side is straight, and on the outward side, and I'm curving it in. After doing that, that's what I have. We are almost done. Now what I'm going to do next is to come down for my shoulder slope, and that's 1 inch at the shoulder point. I came down 1 inch to slope the shoulder. That's what you can see me doing there. After sloping my shoulder, I now determine the midpoint of my armhole, and then that midpoint I'm going to come in by half an inch to curve in that area for the front armhole. Now there's something about this shoulder that when you extend it, you will have to really trim the excess before you join your sleeves. I had to later on trim the excess around the armhole to my exact armhole before I fixed my sleeve. Now after that, at my bust point, I'm dividing my bust my bust circumference by 4, and then I'm adding 2 inches to this. At my half length, I divided my waist by 4. I replaced the 2 inches that I took out as the dart, and I also added 2 inches to it. That's I got this lines that you see, and I've connected all of them. So we are actually done with the part, and the parts that I've shaded are the parts that I'm cutting out. I'm actually done with the front piece, and now I'm going to cut it out. Remember, I added half an inch at the shoulder for joining the shoulder. I added half an inch at the shoulders before cutting it out. Now we are done with the front part, and now we're at the back. I've actually outlined my allowance. The line you see there, the beginning line, is my zipper allowance. So I'm now taking the same width as the front, but then the depth here is 1.5, the neck depth at the back. So from there, I'm going to mark out my shoulder measurement, which is at 7.5. I still marked it out here. I'm also going to do shoulder pads at the back. Now from my neck width points to the rest of my shoulder, I'm still going to get the midpoint like that, as you can see me doing. After getting the midpoint, I'm coming down as the length of my top to mark the same bust span. That's my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches, and I've connected the line, and I'm going to extend the line to that midpoint at my shoulder. So from here, I'm going to take ½ inch on both sides as my dart, and then I'll connect it back to my armhole line. Now after connecting that, I'm simply going to input my measurement. I'm still going to divide my bust measurement by 4, add 2 inches, divide my waist measurement by 4, and then add 2 inches to it. Now I'm cutting I'm cutting on the fabric. I'm going to add half in between those darts, because I will need joining our allowance in between those darts. So I'm going to add ½ inch when cutting on the fabric. I've also sloped my shoulder here by 1 inch. That's what you can see me connecting there. And then I'm going to draw out my armhole. Now at the zipper allowance, I am at the waistline. I'm coming out by ½ inch, and I'm connecting it to the top part. It's very important at this point because it will eliminate the bulge that would have come up as a result of fixing zipper. So always slope your zipper allowance inwards by ½ inch at the waistline. Now that I'm down back to the down part. I already have my skirts marked out already before, and I didn't see the need of starting afresh to draft a skirt pattern since I already have it. And I simply have the back and front on one paper here, and I'm starting with the front piece of the skirt. Now I'm simply outlining the points. Now up there at the first line, I have my waist. The second line that you see me drawing now, I have my hip, and then the third line is my below hip. I call it below hip. I don't know how other people call it, but that's how I call it. And then I'm simply marking out the lines before I can now explain how I got all these lines that you see me marking out here. Now for my waist to hip measurement, I used 9 inches. Then from my waist to that's my below hip, I used 15 inches. So the below hip is actually for the shaping of the skirt, so that you can catch the butt area very well. Now at the full length of my skirt is what I'm marking out there. The other remaining inches is for the allowance, and the full length, depending on how long you want your skirt to be, you can mark out. Then I left about 2 inches of hem allowance. Now at the waist, I divided my waist measurement by 4 and I added just 1 inch at the waist. That's what you can see me doing there. Divide your waist measurement by 4 and add just 1 inch seam allowance to it. At the hip also, I divided my hip measurement by 4. The result, I added 1 inch to it and I marked down. Now I took the same hip measurement to down below this my hip line. Below my hip line, I brought the hip measurement exactly down, but instead, as you can see me marking there, that's the exact hip measurement, but I decided to come in by half an inch from my hip measurement to get that my below hip, as you can see there. And I got the shaping, and I did not add allowance at that point. Then I took the same thing down to the hem of my clothes. And now at this point, if you want, you can still shape it. You can shape it by coming in by half an inch at the hem, which I did. But I would advise that you just leave your exact hip measurement at the hem, because somehow it might discomfort you. I had to open up my slit at the back very well when I came in by half an inch, so you would want to avoid this by not just using your exact hip measurement at your hem and not coming in by half inch like I did. So this skirt pattern is really easy. You just divide your measurements and just add 1 inch, except for the hem and the shaping of the butt area. You just add 1 inch. Sorry, you just divide your hip and your waist and add 1 inch to it. The rest you don't add allowance to them. Now make sure at the hip you come up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch, so you won't have a sharp pointy edge at the hip. So I'm done with the first part and I've cut it out. I'm going to use the same pattern to cut the back. You know, the difference between the back and the front is just the zipper allowance, and mind you, I'm not using that on this skirt, but it turned out perfectly. Now the zipper area, I used just 1 inch for the zipper area, and the 1 inch I made alterations at the zipper area. It's not the exact 1 inch from beginning to end. I just used half an inch at the waist. I marked out half an inch outside the zipper allowance, and down I marked half an inch. Then around the hip area at the zipper allowance, I marked out 1 inch, and I tried to connect the area. And that's the only difference. And I'm now going to cut out the back piece right now. I just hope I'm making sense. It is only at the zipper area of the back, it is only the hip area that takes the full 1 inch. The rest took half inch. I hope I'm understood. Now that's all for the drafting of the upper part and the down part. Please watch out for the sewing part of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Check out the sewing part of the video.